This is King John of England. Notice I'm not using any numbers here. There's a good reason for this. He's the worst English king in all of history. And the reason for this is really threefold, but we'll get to that. John comes to the throne in 1199 after the death of his brother Richard the Lionheart. He wasn't a very good brother. He tried to depose him several times. Ultimately, however, he would eventually become king. During his kingship, however, he would get into more trouble. What kind of trouble, do you ask? Well, let's go through these one by one. First, he would irritate the papacy so much, this guy in particular, a man named Innocent III, so important that he actually has an action figure, he irritated him so much that Innocent didn't just excommunicate John, he excommunicated the entire country of England, and this forced John to eventually have to do penance to the Pope in order to get unexcommunicated. On top of that, he managed to lose all of the English holdings, or at least most of them, in the Kingdom of France to a king named Philip II. The reason why he did this is because he pursued a courtier of a French nobleman. This ultimately led him into a dispute of if he was a vassal to the King of France or if he owned the lands in France outright, but that's a whole other video. On top of this, he managed to irritate his nobles so much that they rose up against him and forced him to sign the Magna Carta, which dramatically limited the powers of the king. So in other words, John managed to lose all of his lands in France, he managed to excommunicate the entire country of England, and he also managed to lose a lot of his powers to the nobility. This is why there's never been a King John, and there never will be again for all of English history.